Hiya, welcome back to the Transfer Target. Alex here, Blue Moon Rising TV. Absolutely loads to get through today, so we're going to crack straight into it. Julian Weigl, he has been singing like a bird to the German media. He has told them exactly what they want to hear, that he is going to stay at Dortmund. He's not moving to Barca, he's not moving to City or anybody else for that matter. He wants to stay there, earn his place, continue the work he's doing, compete for trophies there. Maybe in the future, but certainly not now. Definitely not January. Probably not the summer. Now, that is frustrating for City. Of course, players do say these things all the time. He could well be just trying to drive up his wage demands or whatever it is. But it is definitely a kick in the teeth. Very, very frustrating. I know a lot of you were excited about it. A lot of positivity in the comments about this move. Looked to be someone that maybe we could build the team around in the future. So it's definitely an interesting one. It's definitely a setback. I am going to move it towards the top corner. I'm going to put it there. There we are, Julian Weigl. That one is definitely negative. I'm also going to take this name off the board. Branislav Ivanovic looks set either today or tomorrow to sign a 1-year extension on his current deal at Chelsea. That means that City will not be signing him on a free in the summer, as a lot of the papers had predicted. A lot of you were very pleased. I was quite excited about Ivanovic. A lot of you were very negative about him in the comments. I can't see City putting any money up for him. I think it was very much an opportunity signing if he was going to come. So that deal is dead. Ivanovic is gone. He is staying put where he is. Now, very, very briefly, I want to talk about an outgoing before we carry on with the incomings. And that is because George Evans has been recalled from his loan deal at Walsall, and City have accepted a bid from Reading. So he is travelling to Berkshire today to go and talk through his contract. He wants first team football. He wants to be starting and know where he stands at the end of the season. He looks set to join Reading in this window. Very, very disappointing, obviously, to see one of the young players produced by the club, someone that we were hoping to see develop and work his way into the first team place. But if he wants first team football, you can't really blame him. You always want players to go, make decisions for their own career. So George Evans, he looks set to join Reading. Disappointing, but I think it's one we're going to have to get used to. He's still not made an impact on the first team, so maybe we won't miss him too much. Especially going back to the incomings with this name in the paper, Reece Oxford. He looks really, really promising. I don't know if you know who he is. 17-year-old, playing for West Ham, made his debut earlier in the season. Slaven Bilic started him against Arsenal. No one knew who he was, and he really impressed. He looked awesome. It looks the business, loads of potential. Future England star for sure. He's been linked with City, Chelsea, United, anyone who's got any money, all the big teams in the league. But he's a defensive midfielder, sort of defensive centre-half. So it looks like we're almost sort of Evans, young promising defensive midfielder on the way out. Reece Oxford, young promising defensive midfielder on the way in. No price tag in the papers on this one. So I'm putting it out to you in the comments. How much money would you be willing to spend on Reece Oxford, if at all? Delighted to hear what from you. Interested to hear what you got to say, really. I'm not really sure about that one. Maybe 10 million. I wouldn't want to pay too much more. He's still unproven. Only got a handful of games. Over to you. What do you think? Talking about outgoings, there's two massive stories today on the outgoings. First one is Pablo Zabaleta. Now, you might have seen on Friday night, Saturday morning, that Zabaleta could be on the move to Inter Milan. Well, he's told the papers last night, Manchester News reported it, that he wants to stay at City. He's going nowhere in January. He wants to see this season out. He thinks he's got 2 to 3 years at the very top level left in him, and he wants to stay at City as long as we will take him. His contract expires in 2018. City haven't made him a new offer, an extension yet. I could definitely see him moving to Roberto Mancini at Inter Milan. But it's over to you now. Do you want him to stay? He's got knee injuries. He is only 31, which isn't ancient in football. But knee injuries, once they start, they don't really go away. Is Zabra on his last legs? Should we look at replacing him? I want to hear from you. What do you think? And the last story of the day, Yaya Toure. A little bit mental, this one. He's been linked with a move to the Chinese Super League. 2 or 3 different clubs are supposed to be interested. £10 million is the fee. Their season starts very, very soon, and they're getting their squads together. And Yaya Toure could become the star player of Chinese football with huge £250,000 a week wages. Will that be his retirement project to go and kind of just dominate the league in a sort of more chilled out setting? I'm not sure he'll leave in January. China does have a summer transfer window open in July. Maybe he will move then. But he does seem to be working his way out of the team. And especially if we bring in someone like Julian Weigl, it would kind of signal that Yaya is on the way out. So those are today's stories. Absolutely loads to cram in. I do want to hear from you. Like I said, Reece Oxford, Can you see it happening? Are City the favourites? How much money would you spend, if anything at all? Zabaleta, are we pleased that he wants to stay at the club? Should we be looking at other options and sort of starting to move him on a little bit? Or do you see him being someone who could go on and become a City coach or something like that? Who knows? George Evans, always sad to see him leave. It is always disappointing. Obviously, he's a player developed by the club. How long will it be until we start seeing young British players developed by the club make their way into the team? Let me know what you think in the comments. Come back tomorrow. Subscribe if you're new. This is the Transfer Target. I'm Alex, Blue Moon Rising. See you.